Namaste, everyone. I hope you all are having a great day. This is your energy healer, Ritika Jaiswal, and a very proud owner of Healers of Light, the spiritual wellness store. So, today we are in day 4 of the book study of Autobiography of a Yogi. And today we'll be starting chapter 3. So, let us begin chapter 3 of Autobiography of a Yogi. So, yes, this is our chapter 3, the saint with two bodies. Yeah. Saint with two bodies. Father, if I promise to return home without coercion, may I take a sightseeing trip to Banaras? My keen love of travel was seldom hindered by father. He permitted me, even as a mere boy, to visit many cities and pilgrimage spots. Usually, one or more of my friends accompanied me. We would travel comfortably on first class passes provided by father. His position as a railroad official was fully satisfactory to the nomads in the family. So, like earlier, we covered that when his mother left the body, so she left a letter to him, and he in that letter it mentioned how extraordinary his life experiences would be, and why he should proceed with his inner calling. So now over here we are seeing that he went for a trip to Banaras, and his father was quite lenient while traveling to different places because he was in railway, and so he used to get tickets to travel. We would travel comfortably on first class provided by my father. His position as a railroad official was fully satisfactory to the nomads in the family. Father promised to give my request due consideration. The next day he summoned me and held. He summoned me and held out a road trip pass from Bareilly to Banaras, a number of rupee notes and two letters. I have a business matter to propose to a Banaras friend, Kedarnath Babu. Unfortunately, I have lost his address, but I believe you will be able to get this letter to him through our common friend, Swami Prabhananda. The Swami, my brother disciple, has attained an exalted spiritual stature. You will benefit by his company. This second note will serve as your introduction. So over here, his father has told that he has to address two matters. He has to give two letters to his friends. One is Kedarnath Babu, which address is missing. So there's another friend, Swami Prabhananda. He will help him to get that letter delivered to him. And he also mentioned that Swami Prabhananda, his brother's disciple, he has attained an exalted spiritual stature. So he will be benefited from him, his spiritual experiences. So this is very nice to notice over here that his entire family, means especially his father and mother, knew that he has to follow the spiritual path. He has a spiritual purpose calling him, and they were quite supportive. I think they are very supportive, which till now, what we have read, we came to know about this. Father's eyes twinkled as he added, "Mind, no more flights from home." I set forth with the zest of my 12 years, though time has never dimmed my delight in new scenes and strange faces. Reaching Banaras, I proceeded immediately to the Swami's residence. The front door was open. I made my way to a long hall-like room on the second floor. A rather stout man, wearing only a loin cloth, was seated in a lotus posture on a slightly raised platform. His head and unwrinkled face were clean shaven. A beatific smile played about his lips. To dispel my thought that I intruded, he greeted me as an old friend. So, as soon as he entered there, in the Swami's residence, he saw a man, short stature, sitting on a platform which was quite raised. And then he greeted him as an old friend, Baba Anand. Bliss to my dear ones. His welcome was given heartily in a childlike voice. I knelt and touched his feet. Are you Swami Prabhananda? He nodded. Are you Bhagavati's son? His words were out before I had time to get father's letter from my pocket. In astonishment, I handed him the note of introduction, which now seemed superfluous. Of course, I will locate Kedarnath Babu for you. The saint again surprised me by his clairvoyance. So now, this was the conversation between him and his father, that Kedarnath Babu's address is missing, but you need to get it delivered to his place. So, Swami Prabhananda will help him. So before him communicating anything to Swamiji, he just said, "Okay, I will help you locate Kedarnath Babu's address." So he was very astounded with his clairvoyance. Like, how can he read his mind? Okay. So he glanced at the letter and made few affectionate references to my parents. You know, I am enjoying two pensions. One is by the recommendation of a father for whom I once worked in the railroad office. The other is by recommendation of my heavenly Father, for whom I have conscientiously finished my earthly duties in life. So he's telling, I'm enjoying two pension. One that his father has recommended, and he got his pension. And the other he's telling is by Heavenly Father, for whom I have conscientiously finished my earthly duties life. Like he has done all his duties, and now he is in his spiritual path. So yes, I found this remark very obscure. What kind of pension, sir, do you receive from Heavenly Father? Does he drop money in your lap? If someone in front of you will say, like, I get pension from Heavenly Father, so everyone will have like, what pension you get from above? He laughed. I mean, excuse me. So he said, he laughed. I mean, a pension of fathomless peace, a reward for many years of deep meditation. I never crave money now. My few material needs are amply provided for. Later, you will understand the significance of second pension. He said that later on you will realize the significance of second pension. When you are a regular meditator, when you have meditated for years and years, so you know that peace is literally priceless when you connect to your higher self, when you connect to the divine. Let's continue. Abruptly terminating our conversation, the saint became gravely motionless. A sphinx like air enveloped him. At first, his eyes sparkled as if observing something of interest, and then grew dull. I felt abashed at his pacoli- pa- paucity. He had not yet told me how I could meet father's friend. A trifle restlessness, I looked about me in the bare room, empty except two of us. My idle gaze took in his wooden sandals lying under the platform seat. So now he was abruptly terminating the conversation, and he was like confused. He just did not know what to do because he's not telling how he will meet, they will meet father's friend Kedarnath Babu. And second, there are only when they're in the room, there are only two people to talk, and like you know, you are a stranger there, so you don't know how to means what to do. So then he just looked at his wooden sandals lying on the platform seat. Little sir, don't get worried. The man you wish to see will be with you in half an hour. Yogi was reading my mind. A feat not too difficult at the moment. So he just said that you don't worry, we will be meeting the yogi. Um, the man you wish to see will be with you in half an hour. Again fell into inscrutable silence. My watch informed me that 30 minutes has elapsed. The Swami aroused himself. I think Kedarnath Babu is near the door. I heard somebody coming up the stairs, and amazed incomprehension aroused. Suddenly, my thoughts raced in confusion. How is it possible that father's friend has been summoned to this place without the help of the messenger? The Swami had spoken to no one but myself since my arrival. Abruptly, I quitted the room and descended the steps. Halfway down, I met a thin, fair skinned man, medium height. He appeared to be in hurry. Are you Kedarnath Babu? Exclaimed excitement colored my voice. Yes, are you not Bhagwati's son who has been waiting here to meet me? He smiled in friendly fashion. Sir, how do you happen to come here? I baffled resentment over his inexplicable presence. Everything is mysterious today. Less than an hour, I had just finished my bath in the Ganga when Swami Prabhananda approached me. I have no idea how he knew I was there at that time. Bhagwati's son is waiting for you in my apartment, he said. Will you come with me? I gladly agreed. As we proceeded hand in hand, the Swami in his wooden sandal was strangely able to outspace me, though I wore these stout walking shoes. So he was very amazed, and he simply did not had the answer, like what is happening. He just took a bath in the Ganga, and then Swami Prabhananda came, approached him and say, are you Bhagwati's son? And in the room there were only two of them, and then he said how they'll find Kedarnath Babu, and it was only 30 minutes. And out of nowhere, Kedarnath Babu approached, came over there in Swami Prabhananda's place, and said that, "Are you Bhagwati's son?" So everything to him was like how things are happening. He's not even saying like for what he has come. He want to meet a person whose address is missing, and that person comes over here. So he's quite amazed. I think it happens with us also, but this is how God works. You don't know when, how is it possible, how things happen, but it just happens. So Bhagwati's son is waiting for this we have done. How long will it take you to reach my place? Prabhananda ji suddenly halted to ask me this question. About half an hour. I have something else to do at present. He gave me an enigmatical glance. I must leave you behind. You can join me in my house where Bhagwati's son and I will be waiting. Before I could remonstrate, he dashed swiftly past me and disappeared in the crowd. I walked here as fast as possible. This explanation only increased my bewilderment. I inquired how long he had known the Swami. We met a few times last year, but not recently. I was very glad to see him again today at the bathing ghat. I cannot believe my ears. Am I losing my mind? Did you meet him in a vision, or did you actually see him, touch his hand, and hear his sound at feet? So everything is like there's no logic in these events that are happening with him. I don't know what you're driving at, he flushed angrily. I'm not lying to you. Can't you understand? Only through the Swami could I have known you were waiting at this place for me. Why that man Swami Prabhananda has not left my sight a moment since I first came about an hour ago. I blurted out the whole story. So he's saying that we both are in one room. He has not gone anywhere to tell or to send message through someone. And how did Kedarnath Babu came to that place? Because it has been only 30 minutes. His eyes opened widely. Are we living in this material age, or are we dreaming? I never expected to witness such a miracle in my life. I thought this Swami was just an ordinary man, and now I find he can materialize an extra body and work through it. So the chap, yeah, together we entered the saint's room. Look, those are very sandals he was wearing at the ghat, Kedarnath Babu whispered. He was clad only in loincloth, just as I see him now. As the visitor bowed before him, the saint turned to me with quizzical smile. Why are you stupefied at all? This, the subtle unity of phenomenal world, is not hidden from true yogis. I instantly see and converse with my disciple in distant Calcutta. They can similarly transcend at will every obstacle of gross matter. It was probably in an effort to stir spiritual ardor in my young breast that Swami had condescended to tell me his power of astral radio television. But instead of enthusiasm, I experienced only an awe stricken fear. Inasmuch as I was destined to undertake my divine search through one particular Guru, Sri Yukteswar, whom I had not met, I felt no inclination to accept Prabhananda as my teacher. I glanced at him doubtfully, wondering if it were he or his counterpart before me. So I think we have done this. The saint with two bodies. Yeah. So this is this it is not in the same importance. Okay. So over here he was all amazed and surprised, like how is this happening? And when you are with a spiritual guru, over here we'll be seeing there will be so many spiritual gurus, but Paramahansa Yogananda ji, he, you have this calling, like he is my spiritual guru. So over here, he said like he met with Swami Prabhananda, but he did not felt like he will be his teacher, he will be his guru. Till now, he has not met Sri Yukteswar Giri, who is the actual spiritual guru of Paramahansa Yogananda ji. So he was just wondering like what Swami Prabhananda is in front of him. Is he actually himself or he is a counterpart of him? So yes, now let's see. The master sort of banished my disquieted of bestowing a soul awakening gaze, and by some inspiring word about his guru, Lahari Mahasya was the greatest yogi I ever knew. He was divinity itself in the form of flesh. If a disciple, I reflected, could materialize an extra fleshy form at will, what miracles indeed could be bared to his master? I will tell you how priceless is a guru's help. I used to meditate with another disciple for 8 hours every night. We had to work at the railroad office during the day, finding difficulty in carrying on my clerical duties. I desired to devote my whole time to God. For 8 years, I preserved meditating half the night. I had wonderful results, tremendous spiritual perceptions, illumined my mind, but a little wheel always remained between me and the infinite. Even with superhuman earnestness, I found the final irrevocable union to be denied me. One evening, I paid a visit to Lahari Masya and pleaded for his divine intercession. My inopportunities, uh, my importunities continued during the entire night. So he's telling that he used to work during the daytime, and at night he used to meditate for 8 hours. So he said, but still, there was a wheel, but a little wheel always remained between him and the infinite. Infinite, he's talking about God. Angelic Guru, my spiritual anguish is such that I can no longer bear my life without meeting the great beloved face to face. What can I do? You must meditate more profoundly. So he was like, every day he's meditating, but he's not able to, he felt like something is being denied by the infinite. So one evening, I paid a visit to Lahari Masya and pleaded for his divine intercession. Means he wanted Lahari Mahasya to help him. So he said, what can I do more? He said, you need to meditate more profoundly. I am appealing to thee, O God, my master. I see thee materialized before me in physical body. Bless me that I may perceive thee in thine infinite form. Lahari Masya extended his hand in a bending gesture. You may go now and meditate. I have interceded for you with Brahma. Interceded with you with Brahma. He said, like, when he talked to his teacher, he said, told about his problem. Then he said, now today you go and meditate. I have interceded for you with God Brahma. Immeasurable, uplifted, I returned to my home in meditation that night. The burning goal of my life was achieved. Now I ceaselessly enjoy the spiritual pension. Never from that day has the blissful Creator remained hidden from my eyes behind any screen of delusion. Prabhana, Pranab, I think it was Prabhananda, no? Pranabanda face was suffused with divine light. The peace of another world entered my heart. All fear had fled. The saint made a further confidence. Oh, sorry. It is not Swami Prabhananda. It is Prana Pranabanda. Pranabanda. Pranab Ananda. Pranab Ananda. Pranab Ananda. So he said, after that time, after the interference of Lahiri Mahasya, when he talked about his problem, after that, he is enjoying his second pension. So, over here, yeah. Pranab Nanda's face was suffused with divine light. The peace of another world entered my heart. All fear had fled. The saint made a further confidence. Some months later, I returned to Lahiri Mahasya and tried to thank him for his bestowal of the infinite gift. Then I mentioned another matter. Divine Guru, I can no longer work in the office. Please release me. Brahma keeps me continuously intoxicated. Apply for pension from your company. What shall I, what reason shall I give so early in my service? So, what you feel? The next day, I made an application. The doctor inquired the grounds for a premature request. At work, I find an overpowering sensation rising in my spine. It permeates my whole body, unfitting me for the performance of my duties. Without further questioning, the physician recommended me highly for a pension, which I soon received. I know the divine will of Lahiri Masya worked through the doctor and railroad official, including your father. Automatically, they obeyed the great Guru's spiritual direction and fed me for a life of unbroken communion with the beloved. So over here, he also said his teacher he does not want to work in the office. It is continuously intoxicating. So then Lahiri Masya said him that you go apply for pension. Then the company, he felt like, what reason shall I give so early in my service? Like, what reason he should give that he's leaving, he's asking for pension. So what happened the next day? He made an application. There was this doctor who came to do a physical checkup, and he felt an overpowering sensation in his spine. And then the doctor highly recommended him that you should give him pension, and all that procedure was carried on. Uh, Paramahansa Yogananda ji's father also was one of the official who helped him getting pension. And he said automatically they obeyed the great Guru's spiritual direction and fed me for a life of unbroken communion with the beloved. So everything happened with the divine will. After this extraordinary revelation, Swami Pranabnanda retired into one of his long silences as the as I was taking leave, touching his feet reverently, he gave me blessings. Your life belongs to the path of renunciation and yoga. I shall see you again with your father later on. The years of the years brought fulfillment to both predictions. Kedarnath Babu walked by my side gathering darkness. I delivered father's letter, which my companion read under a street lamp. Your father suggests that I take a position in Calcutta office in his railroad. How pleasant to look forward to at least one of the pensions that Swami Pranab Nanda enjoys, but it is impossible. I cannot leave Banaras. Alas, two bodies are not yet for me. So, why do you think did little Mukunda came to Banaras? Banaras is known as, the spiritual capital of the country. So he came there to find his spiritual guru. He met Swami Pranabnanda, but he did not feel that he was his spiritual teacher. So he last line, alas, two bodies are not yet for me. He said it is not for him. He is still in search of his spiritual guru. So yes, tomorrow again we'll be covering next chapter, chapter 4, my interrupted flight towards the Himalayas. So I hope you are enjoying this session. And yes, I would suggest you purchase your own book and you read. Like I'm here to assist you, to guide you, but it will be better if you read by yourself. Once we cover this, then you read it by yourself. And yes, definitely English, I would say it is some words are different. You need to find the meaning. And yes, it's very interesting. Thank you everyone for being with me in this session. So tomorrow we'll be covering our chapter 4. Have a great day. Bye.